What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Special Hour podcast. This is the first episode, of course. I am here with, drumroll please. Okay, we're here with DonovanDud. Donovan, what do you do over on your channel for those of you, for those of the people that aren't familiar with what you do?
Hi there, it's Donovan. I do a bunch of video gamey stuff, sometimes primarily Nintendo. Sometimes I drift off of that topic and I just ramble on and on and on about things that I love and things that I care deeply about, but offer a lot of criticism, such as Transformers by Michael Bay. That's a really fun thing, but mostly video gamey stuff and retrospectives.
One of the
reviews.
Greatest movies of all time, right?
Of course. I mean, Bumblebee pissing on Shia LaBeouf. What a classic.
Wow, only 1 minute into the podcast and it has gone off the rails already.
Yep.
So, yeah, seriously though, definitely check out Donovan's channel. And then as for what I do over on the MrDean channel, if you haven't kind of come over from over there, because maybe some of the viewers came from your channel, I do very similar things with Nintendo. Recently, I've been doing more short form stuff, and that could range anywhere from like rankings to reviews, retrospectives, just kind of anything under the sun. But yeah, I mean, I think with this first episode, the main thing that we wanted to establish is just like who we are, because, you know, we're both pretty small channels, so there's a very good chance that like someone coming across this channel, whether it be like this episode.
What do you mean? Everyone knows us. I just ran into the grocery store earlier and like instantly everyone knew me and I was getting mobbed, you know.
Well,
that happened.
Well, that definitely just did not happen. That definitely did not happen, but okay.
I had to drive away in my Ferrari, aka my Volkswagen.
You're 6 foot, by the way, right? 6'1"?
I am 6 foot and love reading women's literature.
Okay.
I'm definitely above average height.
So, and you have a 6-pack too, right?
Of course. There might be an extra pack there. It might be a 7-pack, like one right in the middle.
So, if you are new to the channel, if you're new to the channel, that is basically who we are. And what I was trying to say before we got off into that tangent is that we wanted to use this first episode just to kind of talk about who we are, what we do on YouTube, like what kind of games we play, and just overall, like what kind of direction we're planning on taking with this podcast going forward. Because at the moment, even though we do have a plan, we definitely are open to, you know, kind of transform it to like, you know, whatever works for our vibe going forward. And also what's exciting is we definitely will be having a lot of fun guests on with some of the following episodes. So definitely stay tuned for that as well. But with that being said, Donovan, how did we meet? Let's reminisce a little bit, because
I was gonna ask you that question.
So we've known each other for a minute. I think I remember I was the one that joined your server. Which, by the way, let me just go and already getting off topic, sort of. But if you want to join either of our Discord servers, all that info will be in the channel, like about section in the description of this video. I just wanted to go and throw that in there, because we'll be doing a Q&A section at the end of these episodes, and that's probably the best way to submit any questions that you have, or if you want to interact with the channel.
Shameless plugs, we also got our dedicated Discord server for the Special Hour podcast, where you can interact with our special guests and ourselves as well, and just get to know us. And as well, there are affiliate links to our respective channels and respective Discord servers. So if you want to get in deep into our communities both, it's there for you.
I really appreciate you saying exactly what I just said, Donovan. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Anyway, what I was trying to say before is I don't remember what video I saw from your channel, but I stumbled upon one of your videos maybe like a year and a half ago.
Wait. I think you're refreshing my memory. I believe it was my video on my retrospective and / review of Mario Kart Tour. specifically that one.
It might have been. I honestly don't remember. All I do
It was
remember
either Mario Kart Tour or Super Mario Run.
I think it was the Super Mario Run, actually. But anyway, that part's kind of irrelevant. But basically what happened is I watched the video and I was like, okay, this is very similar to what I make. Saw you had a Discord server and joined it. And then specifically what I remember is we had a Super Mario 64 bingo challenge. That was the first time that
yes, that
we
was
interacted
the first
with each
time
other.
we exchanged vocal words with each other.
Okay,
We're in a
bro just has
Discord
such a way with words.
I know, so elegant. My vocabulary is. I couldn't find a good word to describe it.
It's wonderful.
But anyways, I remember we did play a Mario 64 bingo. I think
which I won, by the way, just for the record. Yeah, just for the record, I did win that.
Did you finish? I don't remember.
Did I finish the bingo?
Yeah, did you finish the game?
I don't know if I did a full bingo set, but
I remember where I was, specifically wet dry land. That was terrible. I wanted nothing more than to break my N64 controller.
See, but now we got to talk about Super Mario 64 because that's actually like one of my favorite levels in that game. It's by the way, it's Wet Dry World. You said Wet Dry Land a minute ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You need to apologize.
I'm getting kicked out. All right, guys. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah, so I'm going to be introducing our next host in the next episode. But Wet Dry World, I just like it partially because of the mystique that level has. There's kind of a certain atmosphere compared to like many of the other water levels, not only in Super Mario 64, but just in the 3D Mario series in general. It just has such like a mysterious vibe. So that's part of why I like it.
I don't like the trauma it's caused to me over the years.
Like the trauma.
Multiple playthroughs of like I imagine a war veteran in shell shock after imagining those little enemies that I don't know, flip you across the stage. I see that, I want to run away and cry.
It's not that bad. Like the other water levels
you know the
in that
SpongeBob,
game.
You know the SpongeBob meme where it's like the mini roller coaster and they all scream when they go over the hill.
Yeah, I mean,
that's me with Wet Dry World.
I just think that's really exaggerated, though, because you're telling me that you would rather play Dire Docks or Jolly Roger Bay over Wet Dry World?
I love the music there. I love the
music's great.
Way more.
We're not talking about the music though, but you know what I just love? I love how literally I started this episode off by saying, we just want to talk to each other about who we are, and then we're already arguing about
debate.
Mario 64. But anyway, that's kind of the gist of how we met originally. Is I just distinctly remember doing that Mario 64 bingo challenge, which I would be down to do again because I need an ego boost, and I think that would be a free win again. You know what I mean?
I believe we were also playing with one of my other friends, Unknown Pixel. I think he was doing even better than me, so I think I was eating everyone's dust during that playthrough and was having an awesome time.
I mean, honestly, though,
I like Mario 64. It's a good game.
I might have honestly had an unfair advantage though, because we might have been doing that during a time whenever I was recording a lot of footage of that game. So maybe I was just really used to the controls.
You were locked in. I was there for the laughs and shits and giggles.
But yeah, so I guess we'll just kind of talk a little bit also about specifically what it is that we're wanting to do with the podcast going forward, because as I said before, we do have a rough idea of what we want to do, because not every episode is going to be this loose in conversation. Normally we'll kind of focus on gaming, probably mainly Nintendo, but it could be other stuff as well. And that's not
we play other games, we swear.
Yeah, we need to beat the Nintendo shill allegation somehow. But yeah, I think that the main focus of this podcast is going to be gaming, but if other topics come up naturally, then they certainly will not be ignored. But yeah, so
I guess a way of saying it is that our expertise is mostly in Nintendo games, but we dabble in other third-party stuff or even PlayStation and PC gaming. I own a Mac.
Wait, do you actually? I forgot if you told me this before.
I hate
didn't
PC.
even know that. Oh no.
I have a grudge against Windows.
What's your is it the OS or like what is it?
Yes, a lot of it is the OS.
Oh no.
And also just like in terms of I don't want to get into this now. But in terms of productivity,
well, we've already kind of ripped the Band-Aid off, Donovan. We can't just not get into it.
I hate everything Windows has. Almost everything it has, except for gaming. macOS is just better at everything except for gaming, which is funny because I am mostly a gamer, but in terms of productivity and working and doing things efficiently and with powerful tools, macOS just delivers on everything because it not only works with, just the Mac ecosystem, but all of the Apple products. I film with an iPhone, blah, blah, blah. I record with an iPhone, blah, blah, blah. That stuff.
Okay, to be fair, I will admit that I do like how if you have a Mac and you could just sync it directly to your iCloud, and then if you take a photo on your phone, it automatically like gets synced with your Mac.
It just eliminates the middleman. If you want something, it'll do it.
Okay, but Donovan, this is such a first world problem. But I have a Windows PC. If I take a photo and I want it, or a video and I want it on my computer,
it to Google Drive.
No, not even Google Drive. Not even Google
Drive.
Drive. All I do is I have a private Discord chat with myself. And then I just send it. So I have a private Discord chat in my server that only I have access to. So sometimes if I take something on my phone that I need to have on my computer, I'll upload it to that private channel, and then it takes literally 2 seconds, and I'm able to just download it on my PC.
Okay, counterpoint, 10 megabyte limit.
Double counterpoint. I have Nitro.
Oh, dang it, man.
Which I guess I used to pay for
Nitro. I did used to pay for that. I paid for it for 5 years. It's only recently I unsubscribed from it because I'm like, this is all nice, but do I need it? And if I do need to send files larger than 10 megabytes, which is really annoying, I hate that Discord does that. I can always compress it, even though compressing stuff is a bitch sometimes, but I can live without Nitro.
Yeah, no, okay. I'm definitely not saying that people need Nitro. I'm not endorsing it or anything. I know. I just love the increased file size limit, the higher quality stream or screen sharing that you get. I mean, I've just found that the benefits work for me, but I definitely get why most people don't have Nitro because it also isn't really cheap per se. So
yeah, what is it? $10 a month?
Yeah. There's a cheaper version of Nitro that's $3 or something.
I used to pay for 5 years, the big boy Nitro. Since I used Discord a lot over those years, I felt like why not treat myself? But then I realized I'm unemployed. Where's this money coming from? Oh wait. It's my dad's money.
It's just spawning from the ether.
So I'm like, you know what? I'll do my dad a favor and just stop.
You just found a random credit card on the street one day, and you're like, this will be my Discord Nitro supply for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we mentioned before about our respective channels? Do you want to kind of go a little bit more in detail about what we do on YouTube? Whether that's whether that's reflecting on the past of what we've uploaded, or maybe things that we're hoping to do in the future.
We can go through maybe sort of a very brief history of each other's journeys, you could say, on YouTube.
Let's do it.
So originally, the DonovanDud channel is not where I started. I had an older channel. For those who know, don't laugh. Cover your mouth.
Oh no.
My old YouTube channel name was Gaming62. I made that name when I was
62.
Hey, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I made that name when I was 9 years old. It was for my Nintendo Network ID, very specific, on my 3DS. Why I named it that? It is because the CTA bus in Chicago that I usually rode was Route 62. So I'm like, Gaming62, I'll make that. So anyways, that's my YouTube channel name, and I think what did I make? I recorded long plays, quote unquote. They were 15 minutes of 3DS gameplay.
15-minute long play.
Yeah, where I didn't speak, And I had my dad's iPhone 5, which had lint in the camera. You could see it in the videos, and I just recorded that. I remember one time I didn't have a tripod, so I didn't know how I was going to hold up my iPhone or my dad's iPhone while recording a 3DS. So I remember getting a selfie stick and attaching the iPhone to the stick, and I just sat on the pole so it would stay still.
That's a beautiful origin story, honestly. I still
really
just
the
can't,
origin story.
I just can't get over the gaming 62 thing.
The original story, it wasn't even part of gaming. My first video ever was Lego stop motion. I made a trailer called it's an amazing title. You will never forget it. It's the Adventure series. I had Lego minifigures and did stop motion videos with them. I thought it was very cool. I was making a highly Shakespearean level writing. I was making that kind of writing. It was like it rivaled Lord of the Rings. One of the characters was named Knight Bobby.
Okay. I really want to watch this.
It ended at Adventure 4, and it's a reoccurring joke to my community. Where is Adventure 5? And I promise you, it's gonna happen.
Okay. So was there anything else uploaded on Gaming 62?
I then renamed the channel a year later to, drumroll please, Level 1 Up 64.
I can't decide which one's worse, honestly.
I was known as that for a while, and that was primarily gaming videos. And I started doing gaming videos more and more because this one person who is now named Aquatus HD, he left a really nice comment, and I was inspired. You know what? Maybe I can do this. And he invited me to his Discord server, and I didn't know what Discord was, so that was my first time ever joining Discord. And then I made it my own Discord server like a month after that, where I invited 4 friends, and it's been going strong 7 years later, and I'm still friends with those 4 people, except for Aquatus HD, who has left into the shadows, never to be spoken to again. I don't know where he is. But I appreciate those kind words.
I was not ready for this lore. This is
it's
wild.
Very deep lore, and kept doing more gaming videos, just like gameplay videos where I insert a sound effect and I don't know, shitty 2018 memes, and I play with my friends. My ways of recording footage has definitely evolved because I remember filming my TV with my iPhone. It wasn't even a capture card, but I remember it being so on point. It might as well have been a capture card with terrible audio. So I renamed the channel. Yeah.
This may be where you were about to get to, but there's one question that's been ringing in my mind for the past minute, and that's how do we go from Gaming 62 and the 1UP, whatever the second one was, to DonovanDud?
How could you forget Peak?
How do we progress from those two to DonovanDud?
So I renamed the channel from Level 1 Up 64 again to Donovan the Dude. Yep, we're getting a little bit closer now.
You told me about this one.
Yeah, I did do a face reveal because I'm tired of being a disembodied voice, and did more gameplay videos. And I always wanted to start the DonovanDud channel, which is more focused on gaming reviews, retrospectives, discussions. I always wanted to do that, but I needed to set that up when the time was right. I needed to just learn more about YouTube, learn more about the editing process. But I did do some experiments on the Donovan the Dude channel, on the DonovanDud format. I did do small experiments. It was little baby steps. Every once in a while I would upload maybe a discussion video or a retrospective video, and that was all to warm up to the DonovanDud channel. And I'm still today evolving my forms of content and my styles of writing. But ever since the Donovan the Dude channel, I was inching towards moving away to the DonovanDud channel, primarily because the Donovan the Dude channel is actually owned by my dad's Yahoo account, not Gmail, Yahoo.
Yahoo.
So I just wanted to move away from that. Yeah. I promise you, I'm only 19. I'm not 38 or 58.
Well, I
38's too
think it
young
was
for Yahoo.
I think it was you that was telling me before too. Not to like, obviously not to say what specifically the email name was, but I remember you were telling me that your like the email that you used had like a goofy name or something that like
It was goofy.
Yeah.
I won't disclose that because it should never see the light of day. But
so you're
it's
letting
awesome.
you're letting Gaming62 see the light of day, but not the email.
There's a small hint in there from Gaming62, but
It's okay. I have my own
lore is
embarrassing.
public.
I have my own embarrassing YouTube pass, so I can put myself up on the pedestal of embarrassment if you want, to like level the playing field out. Not were you still. Was there still more to the story of where DonovanDud came from?
I think give me 2 more minutes. I promise. I hope everyone's
Specifically
not
2
asleep
more.
by now.
Specifically 2 more minutes. I
Specifically
got the
2 more.
timer
If not,
on
I'm
my
getting
phone.
kicked out of the podcast. So I did more gaming videos of gameplay. I remember doing a 2 Minecraft series with friends in Minecraft Bedrock with Realms. It was called Minecraft Till the End. Now, I thought I was a genius making up that name. Turns out it was stolen already. I think it might have been Dan TDM himself who made that name. I swear to God, I didn't know. I'm just a genius at naming. Okay.
Oh, don't tell
I
me my
have a great
co-host stole
portfolio.
from Dan TDM. Oh no.
I swear to God, I did it. But
The
we made
podcast is
2
getting shut down.
series of that. Yeah, Minecraft Till the End. What was it? I think it was season 1. I think remembering naming it, and then season 2. I never want to do a Minecraft server again because that is hell trying to manage.
Oh, it is. Oh,
a bunch
yeah.
of kids trying to grief or level up path. We had lore. We had a whole lore document we were trying to contain. It went off the rails, and I just wanted to end that. But I remember Minecraft Till the End season 2 was sort of the moment where I didn't really want to make that, but it was a way to keep content going because during that time I was setting up the DonovanDud channel, so it was like the intermission between those 2 different eras. So then I finally transitioned into DonovanDud era where make gaming reviews, retrospectives, discussions, and sprinkled in between that some student films that I'm very proud of. I do love making those small little films, and I try injecting that cinematic flair into some of my videos. More specifically, my Nintendo Ninjas saga, where I gather my friends or one of my friends to impersonate a Nintendo Ninja. I remember doing that at first, exploring the Nintendo Giga Leak because I'm looking through I'm pretty illegal Nintendo stuff. Oh no, they're gonna come to my doorstep and they're gonna murder me with
If
swords.
nothing we said before was gonna get the podcast shut down, I think that will do it. Let's not piss off the Nintendo overlords above us, Donovan.
Well, that's about it. All right, your turn.
Okay, so
I'll get my popcorn.
Yeah, I have a very lengthy history on YouTube, and it's not just on this channel that I upload now, Mr. Dean. So if you go into MrDean44, you may notice that it says I created the channel in, I think like 2022. My first video I uploaded on YouTube was in 2014. So I've been uploading for a long time, just on very many channels. The first one I did, I won't say the name of it because it was like a
come on now.
No, but no, I literally can't.
You won't say the name of it because it will never top Gaming62.
No.
The amount of aura it provides.
No, the reason I'm not going to say the name of it is because it is a member of my family's name that like it was just like their full name. Anyway,
I see.
I don't worry. I have other embarrassing usernames I'll get to. But anyway, so the first channel I literally at the time loved listening to like extended versions of like Nintendo music on YouTube. So I would literally, I shit you not, and I'm gonna sound like such an asshole whenever I say this. I used to literally record other people's like videos of just like Nintendo music and then upload it, and it would be like a minute long, and it would just be like my mom's
Content
iPad.
thief.
I literally started on YouTube as a content thief. I'm not even
XS
joking.
Sniper Wolf who? Mr. Dean right here.
I take full
Next up.
accountability. My 10
Yeah.
my 10-year-old self really was just a thief back then. No, but basically I would just record like random like Nintendo songs on YouTube. Because I think back then I didn't really understand the concept of, like I'm not the one who made that song, and I also wasn't the one that uploaded the video that I was recording, so I probably shouldn't do that. But at the time I was like 10, and I was just like enamored by the idea of uploading on YouTube, and I didn't know what else to do. And thankfully those videos did not get many views, so I was not I definitely was not like profiting off of it or anything. But anyway, that was my first little escapade on YouTube, and that lasted like probably 2 weeks. That was like only 5 videos total. And then I had another channel that was also another member of my family's name, because I think at this point I didn't know how to rename the channel or anything, so I was just like using one of their Google accounts. But I made Minecraft videos where my friend would record me like playing on Minecraft servers like with my mom's iPad. And
how was the recording process for that? Was it like similar to mine where I pointed like an iPhone camera to a display?
Kind of. Yeah, basically. I was just playing on my grandmother's like really outdated computer at the time, so the game was not running well. The footage definitely was not the most high quality Minecraft content that you would find on YouTube, especially because like that was like at the prime of like OG Minecraft content where you had like Team Crafted and the Pack and like all those Minecraft YouTubers like going at it. And then here,
Mr. Beast started with Minecraft.
Mr. Beast did in fact start with Minecraft. And Mr. Dean also did. Well, no, Mr. Dean started with recording other people's videos first, and then Mr. Dean went over to Minecraft. But this was long before the Mr. Dean persona started. But anyway, so I made Minecraft videos. They were very cringe. Sometime I'll definitely show you because I find it really funny, honestly, looking back. But then I made another Minecraft channel whenever I was in 6th grade. That one was called Clustered Gamer. So there's one of my like really bad usernames.
Clustered Gamer.
Yes, and it was misspelled.
Frame that. You know those little like name tags people put on their desks, and it's like etched in gold.
Yeah, it's like laminated and everything. Yeah.
Oh, you gotta have that.
Yeah, well, so and before anyone tries to look it up, that channel is no longer on YouTube.
No.
The Google account that was under is deleted. So, unless if someone like re-uploaded one of my videos, which I mean that would be very beautiful, just considering how I got my start on YouTube. If someone did that to me.
Full circle.
But yeah, so I made Minecraft videos for a long time. That's the TLDR. And what's funny is that you mentioned that like you ran a Minecraft server at one point. I had a Minecraft server called Clustered Craft. Whenever I was running that channel, and I think I was like kind of trying to do a Mineplex thing, where it was like a variety of mini games and stuff. And of course it never like got popular because I was like a 12-year-old running it. But so I had that happen. Then I had another channel. We're on channel number 4 now, and it's like 2017.
4.
So this is
I simply renamed the channels. I only had 2.
I was not smart enough to be doing that.
You were flip-flopping between different accounts.
Pretty much, yeah. So this 4th account I called Alarsis, and this was probably the first attempt I had at YouTube where I had like some success, with air quotes around success. I uploaded Mario Kart content, and this was before I had a capture card, so I would use like the Dolphin emulator. Don't sue me, Nintendo.
Oh, this podcast is cooked. I already talked about.
It's over.
Looking at the Giga Leak. Now we're talking about
Dolphin
emulator. What's next? Mario Kart Wii modding?
Yeah,
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Just for the record, I own Mario Kart Wii. I always owned Mario Kart Wii. I only was using Dolphin as a means of recording gameplay, but I would upload like shortcut videos and stuff like that. And actually, it's not the original channel, but I have like a sub account called Alarsis where I have a few of my old Mario Kart videos like re-uploaded that I made back in the day. So if you're interested at all, feel free to check that out. I'm not gonna upload on it anytime soon, but if you want to see like, you know, some of my old Mario Kart videos, they're on there. So anyway, yeah, I would make like shortcut videos, and at one point, this is where this channel kind of connects to where I'm at today, is I made a top 100 custom tracks video. And for anyone that's unfamiliar with the Mario Kart modding scene, custom tracks are essentially just like a mod that, you know, people can create their own like track that you can replace a track in the base game with. And the community over the years has made incredible things in terms of custom tracks, not only for Mario Kart Wii, but Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 7, literally every Mario Kart game has some level of a modding scene. And I made a video like ranking my 100 favorite custom tracks at the time, and Mario Power 55, I remember, reposted that video. So what's funny about that is Mario Power would later come on my channel multiple times, like on the modern day, like MrDean channel, like 7 years after this. And, like he had like he just kind of saw like my custom track ranking video and reposted it back then. And it wasn't until like over half a decade later that we kind of became friends, like through YouTube.
Wait, so did he find you on the other channel before the MrDean channel?
Yeah, so my whenever
he followed you to the MrDean channel.
No, he didn't even follow me. That's what's interesting.
Oh, so it was just
what happened
by
was
chance?
Yeah, so he just reposted my video. I don't know if he subscribed to me back in the day. I have no idea. But anyway, a year and a half ago, I was working on a modding documentary, or a documentary for the modding scene in Mario Kart Wii, because I kind of wanted to create like a cohesive video that kind of like, you know, says what all like major events happen in the modding scene, whether it be discoveries with like modding tools or custom tracks being made, distributions, all that kind of stuff. And I was reaching out to various different people in the modding scene to help me make the video, because whether it be like just to gain like expertise that they had, or if they like knew things that happened that I didn't know about. And Mario Power was one of those channels that he was the first one actually that I reached out to, because I remembered back then he reposted one of my videos, and he got back to me like 2 hours later and was like, yeah, I would love to help out with that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's a really cool story, and I definitely think sometime soon, hopefully he'll be able to come on the podcast if our schedules line up. Because I think that talking about that video more in detail would be really fun, because there was a lot that went into that. But yeah, so anyway, Alarsis was my Mario Kart channel.
Alarsis.
Yeah, it never really got like that successful. I think whenever I stopped uploading on it, I probably had 100 subscribers, which at the end of the day, 100 people all the time, like I sometimes like I forget to put in perspective what some of these numbers really are. But you know, I remember like
gather 100 people in a room.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's like a college lecture hall basically of people watching your channel. So that's why like all the time I'll think about that. Like with my current channel right now, whenever we're recording this, I'm like just shy of 700 subscribers, which that's like a crazy number to think about. That's like the biggest lecture hall at the college I go to times 2 is the amount of people that, you know, at some form have watched one of my videos, which I mean, I'm very grateful for everyone who's like ever even watched one of my videos. I think the fact that like anyone cares about what I have to say on the internet is really humbling.
Oh yeah, it's like you'd rather watch us than say X YouTuber, Y YouTuber, Z YouTuber. Yeah, that just means a lot.
Yeah,
especially when
they
they leave a a nice comment. that means the world to us small creators.
Yeah, it's because like I'm not gonna lie and say like I've never felt burnt out before. There was one period at the end of last year where I went probably 4 months without uploading. And a big part of that is because I just got so busy with other stuff. Because I would say generally I'm a very busy person. But I just kind of fell out of gaming for a few months. I wasn't really uploading. And then like I'm trying to remember what exactly it was that kind of brought me back into it. But there definitely are moments where it's easy to forget like the scope of even what may seem like a small channel, like the impact that you may have. Like even if it's just one person that clicks on a video that I upload, and whether it be that they learn something new from it, or like maybe they were having a bad day and then like kind of watching that video, you know, whether it be distracted them or made them feel better. I don't know. It's like little things like that. Whenever I get, you know, some kind of positive comment, that's the little things that like kind of helps you, you know, keep going on YouTube. Even whenever like the YouTube algorithm may seem like it's not cooperating, which a lot of the time that's the case, but you know, YouTube has always been a really fun thing to do. So
sometimes I find myself editing like a large video, and sometimes I think, what am I doing? Who's gonna watch this? Why am I paying attention to every single little frame when maybe someone's not even gonna even notice? But I find myself keep on going forward because one, I enjoy what I do and I find great pleasure in making the best thing that I possibly could. But also too, maybe that the second thing is maybe that one chance, one person will actually notice that little edit you did, or that little change you did, or the cadence in your voice, the tone of your writing, something like that. That's what kind of keeps me going.
Yeah, well, and then the other thing too is like there's been a few cases where one of my videos I'll get a comment from someone that says something like, this video made me want to make my own video on the topic, or maybe it's someone that never even made a YouTube video before and they're like, this made me want to like make a video or something. And I remember the first time I read a comment like that, I was literally blown away, because I think at the time I probably had like 100 subscribers on this current channel, and like that's something that you always hear bigger YouTubers say. Like they get, whether it be emails from people, you know, talking about how much their videos helped them. I feel like it's easy to kind of like think that you have to be some massive creator to leave that kind of impact. And I'm not saying that I'm, you know, leaving that massive of an imprint on people, but it's just the fact that even if it's something as small as like something I uploaded may have like, you know, kind of sparked an interest for someone else to do something. Like that's a really motivating thing. It's a really cool feeling. I just like to think about that kind of stuff, because it's so easy to, you know, get caught up in like the pessimism of content creation, whether it be like constantly hovering over the YouTube Studio app and seeing the statistics not going well. It's a very easy pitfall to fall into.
Could I tell a quick story?
Yeah, go for it.
This was, I believe, maybe a month ago. This was pretty recent. It's really funny. I made a video. It was about my entire Nintendo Switch collection. And these two people joined my Discord server with very similar names, and everyone in my server thought they were bots, because, you know, you can't trust anyone these days. Everyone thought they were AI, and the way they spoke, it was like overly formal, and it was very odd. It was a mother and a daughter that joined my server. Very, very odd. They spoke super politely, and everyone in my server is like, they're acting very strange. I don't know. They could be AI. We have no idea. But I wanted to trust them. And they in fact wanted to get in a voice chat with me. So we did. And it turns out, you know, they're real people. It's just a mother and daughter. And they really liked my Nintendo Switch collection video. And they just wanted to express how much they really liked it, and they talked about their collection. What are your thoughts on the Switch 2, and if you're getting it on launch day? It was odd at first, but very endearing and heartfelt. It's an interesting story. I also find it funny that, yeah, it was both the daughter and the mother that joined the server and wanted to call me. At one point, it felt like an interview almost. Like, is my daughter watching the... like good YouTube content.
Is it a good role model? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think I don't even think
you.
my parents have Discord accounts.
Don't look at my Fortnite thumbnail.
But yeah, I mean, that's also a little thing too that I forget is every single person that, like, every little view that you get on any video. So if you upload a video and it gets 5 views, that's 5 people, each with their own life. One could be a very busy person that they decided to take the 5 or 10 minutes out of their day to watch that video. And maybe they didn't watch through the whole thing, but, like, you know, they decided to use their time to watch your content. And I find that so cool to think about. So once again, even though we said it before, thank you to everyone for, whether it be my channel, Donovan's channel, both, or maybe it's just specifically this podcast that you decided to click on. Thank you so much for, like, you know, taking the time out to hear what we have to say, because it really does mean a lot. You know, whenever it comes to, like, smaller creators like we are, we really do notice, like, every time, like, that view counter goes up and someone new is watching, it definitely does not go unnoticed. So
1 like is like a Christmas present to us.
yes, that got so serious. that was beautiful. Okay, so I'll go and cut it back to here in editing. So just for context, we had some quick audio problems, but we should be back on track. So Donovan decided to ask me, he had the wise question of asking, what have I been emulating recently? My genuine
Shout
answer,
loud and proud.
my genuine answer is I have not been emulating anything recently. I'm not even just saying that to, like, appease Nintendo.
This is a Nintendo bootlicker right here.
No, I'm not a Nintendo bootlicker. I literally recently made a whole video, like, saying things I don't like about Mario Kart World. Okay, I'm not a bootlicker. Which, by the way, just for context, I do like Mario Kart World a lot. But anyway, the main reason I haven't been emulating anything, though, is because I've just been playing a lot of Switch 2 stuff. So I haven't even been in the market to be emulating anything in the first place. So
see, I've been emulating with a friend, WarioWare on GameCube. Now I know GameCube's on Switch Online,
but not yet. WarioWare's
there's
on
a total of 3 games. 3.
I mean, just for the record, my general philosophy with emulation is if I don't own the game outside of emulating, I try to stay away from emulating it. Just because, like, I just don't want to get into the habit of, like, pirating stuff. But, like, if it's something that, like, if it's a game that maybe I want to play in a higher quality, or I want to, like, just have it all organized in one condensed library, I really like the way, like, the Dolphin UI or, like, Project 64, whatever other emulator kind of allows you to, you know, play those old games. Especially since a lot of them are so either expensive nowadays or so, like, difficult to even obtain in the first place. Not to, like, randomly dive into the ethics of emulation, but
see, for me, I use, like, you know, the official emulators, like Nintendo Classics on Switch Online. If they're there, I'll use it. I have a NES and SNES Classic Edition. I'll play NES and SNES games there. But if they don't have a game, like Mother 3, I mean, yes, it is on the Japanese GBA Nintendo Classics, but not in America, and I can't read Japanese, so I'm emulating that for sure. If WarioWare is not on GameCube Nintendo Classics, I'm emulating that.
What a great thing to say just on the first episode of our podcast, just like in a wide open.
We have been marked for death.
Honestly. Because, like, I agree with what you said too. Whenever it comes to, like, the Nintendo Switch Online, if a game is on there, I'm 100% gonna just play it on NSO.
It's also just a better experience, in my opinion.
The only case I can think of where a game had really poor quality emulation was, like, Paper Mario on the N64. That's one where I definitely would not recommend playing it on Nintendo Switch Online, unless if they patched it, but I don't feel like I've heard anything about them doing that.
If you like poking the bear, this is the right place to be.
Donovan, what kind of things are you into outside of YouTube or gaming in general?
Outside of gaming, well, I am an architecture major, so I do love the overall design process of not just buildings, but just like UIs in general. I'm not into coding, but I can appreciate like a well thought out design, especially in buildings, since that's what I'm studying in. But other than what I'm studying, like, school nerd. But other than that, I do, or I guess I used to play. Yeah, I used to play tennis, and I'm still okay at it. Although I haven't touched a tennis racket in a while now. But in replacement of tennis, I am now doing karate, or Tang Sudo, a Korean form of karate, and I'm really enjoying that. Other than that, Legos are pretty cool. Just before this, I was finishing up a Lego of a radio, so
that's cool. That's cool. I guess that makes sense to architecture major Legos. I feel like it kind of goes together.
Yeah. Legos, Minecraft. Oh, you're an architect? Who could have thought?
Well, as for me, I think I've mentioned it in a few of my videos before. I don't remember. I'm a really big music person. So mainly not really making music, more so just like listening to music. So if anyone ever wants to like join my Discord server and chat about music, I'm more than happy to do that. I love talking about music. So that's definitely one of them. I really like pickleball, baseball. I used
pickleball.
Yeah, I like pickleball a lot.
As a tennis player.
Here we go with the tennis player being like...
I find pickleball interesting.
Pickleball is a fake version of tennis with no athleticism. There's always that one...
Pickleball's for old people.
No, pickleball's fun, okay? It's a fun game.
Pickleball's fun.
I'd
just rather play tennis.
I mean, that's fair. Pickleball is just like so accessible. Like, I feel like more people... At least like the people I hang out with, more people are like wanting to play pickleball than tennis. Not to like start a war between pickleball or tennis. If there's tennis players watching, I have no beef with tennis except for the fact that I tried out for my high school tennis team and didn't make it. That maybe that's part of why I play pickleball. But yeah, so I play pickleball. I used to play baseball as a kid. I don't play anymore, but I still follow the MLB. I used to play golf also, but I don't follow that anymore at all. And then sometimes, like with my friends, I'll play volleyball as well. I just like sports in general. So I'll just use sports as an over-encompassing term.
I used to play soccer when I was really young. Got rid of that. Started playing basketball. Got rid of that. Started playing tennis. I'm almost about to get rid of that. And now I'm doing karate. So I'm like transitioning throughout different eras of my life.
I really want to learn martial arts, like really bad. I think
it's very fun punching and kicking things.
I was talking about this with my roommates actually like a year ago, but I remember we were talking about like in theory going and learning some form of self-defense together. We haven't like revisited that idea in a while, so maybe I should get back on that. But we also didn't really think about what specific form of self-defense we would learn. We just kind of wanted to learn something. And it also just like, at least to me, it looks like genuinely fun to learn too. Maybe it's just because like I just
want to learn.
I just like physical activity a lot.
I want to. It's kind of in martial arts, but I kind of want to learn sword fighting because in a lot of my films and just like a lot of I do love watching movies too. I forgot to add that. A lot of my favorite movies,
like Transformers,
like Star Wars or Transformers or Pirates of the Caribbean. They all have swords, and they all have a very cool sword fights. And in some of my films...
Well, I don't know if in Star Wars...
Most of my films.
I don't know if Star Wars is swords, necessarily.
I think it's laser swords.
I guess they're the same, like, they're technically kind of choreography.
Swords, but... I really like that. And in lots of my films, I was, like, considered the Asian Michael Bay in my class, where I had a lot of action films involving swords. I had green screen explosions, but we did like extensive choreography. Now you see, I'm not a dictator when it comes to directing, but I do demand a lot of physical activity when it comes to my actors. I demand them to learn all my dumb choreography. I make them run like long distances.
What the fuck?
I really make them put in the work. It's like method acting. I want like a 20-second long shot of just pure sword fighting. And I think my friends hate me, but they get the process, and in the end it looks it looks badass.
I love the way you worded that.
I'm not a dictator.
I'm not
guys,
a dictator per se, but I do demand a lot of physical activity from actors. Like, you make it sound
it's
like
method acting.
You make it sound like you're just like that evil director, like just yelling at them,
I tell my friends,
they're just begging for water.
Yeah. They're like, can we eat? No, we gotta finish this.
Oh my.
You will eat when we're done.
Oh,
but when we're recording, usually my stories, they're like 10-minute long student films. No one really cares, so I try not to make them like super deep and thought provoking. It's like, this is the bad guy. You are mad because he killed A, and also you are like Darth Vader. You are becoming evil, so you are doing worse and worse things, and you get angry, very angry when he starts beating the crap out of you. And you are the bad guy. You take pleasure. You smile when hitting. Get into it. You want to murder him. He took your lunch money or something.
I love how you went from being the evil dictator director to being like the director that's like mansplaining the plot, like their their cast is like 8-year-olds, like being the bad guy, he evil. You need to take him out.
My first, or it's not my first, but one of my more well-known projects. It was called The Endless Now Duology. It was 2 films. I was the main character in the first film. The main basic point is, when you die, you come back to life. And the main goal was, I wanted to get my Jimmy John's Jimmy Chips. They were barbecue flavor. I really love those. I wanted to get that back from the bad guy. That's it.
Huh. Okay, that's a very deep plot.
And then in the second movie, I wanted to switch things around. You see, in the first movie, it was about horizontal progression. In this movie, it was vertical progression. Now the bad guy of the first one is the good guy of the second one. Now I'm the bad guy of the second one. And now I have the Jimmy Chips and he wants it back. And,
is there anywhere where the viewers can go watch this, or is this just like...
Yes, it's on still on the DonovanDud channel. I re-uploaded those. And I'm very proud of the Endless Now duology, but I also made something called the Rebirth Trilogy. I think my film called Rebirth, I think that's my best student film.
Wow. Okay.
So incredibly deep lore, I promise.
So before we jump over to questions to end off the episode, let's just go and very quickly talk about what kind of games do we play that we don't talk about on our respective channels. For me, this one's very simple. We already kind of mentioned PlayStation, but I've talked about PlayStation games before. But I also really like a lot of random games. I love like the Bloons Tower Defense series. I'm actually just a big tower defense person. It's one of my favorite game genres. So everything from Plants vs. Zombies, which I have multiple videos on, to Kingdom Rush, Bloons Tower Defense. That's a genre that as a kid I really gravitated towards. I already mentioned Minecraft, but I still kind of come back to that every now and then. And then there's lots of just like random indie games that I love a lot. Things like Terraria, Stardew Valley, Celeste. A lot of those are games that I definitely want to visit on the channel at some point, but at the current moment, I've never talked about them. So yeah, those are just like some of the games that I've kind of grown towards that, at least at the current moment, have not made their debut on the MrDean channel. So what about you, Donovan?
Only recently, maybe a year ago, I got a PS5, so that was my first non-Nintendo system, not counting PC. So over the past year, I've been dabbling into a lot of PlayStation games. The reason why I got a PS5 was to play Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Really great game, though heavily flawed. I really love Astrobot. Astrobot is peak Nintendo gaming without being Nintendo. Ratchet and Clank's pretty cool. I did also, my bundle was Spider-Man 2, very fun. I recently finished The Last of Us Part 1, even though I already know the story. HBO fans Hell, hi there. What else? Recently playing Devil May Cry 5 on my PS5, though I haven't played it recently because I genuinely forgot I was playing through that because I'm having so much fun playing Mario Kart World. But other than that, I've dabbled into PC gaming. I've went through probably 4 PC laptops that all broke. You could see my grudge there. But I've dabbled into Halo.
I love how we brought
Halo
this full
Infinite.
circle.
Yeah. I was a big Fortnite gamer until I wasn't. And as well as Rocket League. I used to be big in that until I wasn't.
I used to be really big into Rocket League. I would say I still really like that game. Fortnite, much like many other people our age, used to play it a lot back in the game's prime. I still like Fortnite. I'm not that guy that hates it. I wouldn't say I play it often, but every once in a while, some of my friends will get on Fortnite and I'll play with them. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's a fun game. It's a little microtransaction filled, but I mean, it's enjoyable. So
actually, I might need to get on to Fortnite in the coming 3 days, to get something. Don't ask what. But anyways, I also play a lot of.
Hopefully me saying that doesn't bring some person into the comments bitching about how Fortnite ruined the gaming industry, which they aren't entirely wrong. But I also
have you seen the comment where have you seen the comment where it's like the world didn't forget about Minecraft, it was blinded by Fortnite, and then there was a following comment that was like, well put, my man, well put.
Yeah, that's just kind of cringe, but it's all good.
I love.
So with that being said, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our questions for this week. So before we get into it, let me just go ahead and quickly reiterate. I think I briefly said this at the beginning, but if you have any questions that you want us to answer in future episodes, they can be about anything, not limited to gaming. They just obviously have to be within reason. But feel free to either put it in the comments down below of this video. We'll be kind of tweeting out both on Blue Sky and on Twitter before each episode, so you can definitely leave a question down over there. Or probably the best way to do it is to join the Special Hour Discord server, which will be in the description and the channel itself. And we have a dedicated channel just for asking questions. So yeah, if you have anything that you want us to talk about on the show, or maybe anything that you want to hear our opinions on, feel free to do that. And with that being said, we have 3 questions that are from some of our friends here for the first episode. So these should be pretty fun to talk about. So are you ready, Donovan, to get into these riveting questions?
Let's get into it.
So
of course, I can't wait for the second one.
No, we're gonna ask it first because the people want to know this. Donovan, what's your skincare routine? This is shout out to Austin. This is I don't know if you're watching this, Austin, but shout out to you.
Now, contrary to popular belief, I do take a shower. It's nothing complex.
I spilled my water bottle. I don't know what showering had to do with the question at all, but I mean,
well, I go to the shower. My face gets wet. I use a facial cleanser. I think it's a Cetaphil or Clearasil. It's one of those. It's one of those. I promise.
Cetaphil is the one I use.
And I have this acne treatment, and yeah, that's kind of. I have these oils, these facial oils that I'm looking at right now that I sometimes put on. Yeah, that's kind of.
the fans want to know, Donovan.
How do you judge me harshly as you want in the comments?
How do you keep the skin so clean and presentable all the time?
Pristine? Unfortunately, it never always is.
So
I
for
tried
me,
my hardest.
I'm gonna have the most boring answer to this question, but I probably should do more in terms of a skin routine. I feel like I kind of go in phases where for a few days straight, I'm really good about remembering to always put, whether it be sunscreen or just whatever skin products I have at the moment. But I don't really have a set routine of how I go about things, and I should probably get back on it because I've low key been kind of breaking out But yeah, if you're wanting to hear that I have like some supermodel level regimen that I stick to, unfortunately at the moment I don't. But I do shower, much like Donovan said, to beat the allegations. I do also shower daily. So there you go. So how have you been? Oh wait, sorry, you're about to say something else.
Sure, I'll add something. I in terms of skin, very recently, you'll notice a scar on my nose. I got punched really hard in the face when I was getting a Switch 2, you know, and look who came out on top. I have the Switch 2 and that guy doesn't. True story, my fingernail was really long and I was scratching my nose and I scratched it a little too hard.
Oh, is that actually what happened?
That is actually what happened.
Oh, it went from
fight, I mean.
it went from such a cool story to that so quickly.
Yeah, the fight is the real one.
Yeah. So you were just making. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So how have you been enjoying the Switch 2 so far? This is from my friend John. So shout out John.
You see, earlier I did say I forgot I was playing Devil May Cry 5 on my PS5 because I've just been greatly enjoying the depths of Mario Kart World. And as well as I've been re-exploring Hyrule in Tears of the Kingdom. I really do love Tears of the Kingdom. Probably my favorite game of all time.
Yes,
I do like it a little bit better than Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
it has its faults, but
here we go.
I've just been enjoying it. I've also been playing.
It's okay. Once we I won't say his name just so we don't like spoil it. But one of our good friends who's going to be coming on the podcast soon. He's a known Breath of the Wild hater. So we'll have a fun conversation about Breath of the Wild whenever he comes on.
I've also been playing Deltarune on my Switch 2. Finished that. Very cool. And I've traveled recently, so I've got to experience the wide range of versatility the Switch 2 can offer. So I played it in TV mode, handheld mode in the car, this pseudo car mode where I have this car mount so I can put my Switch 2 in the middle and my brother and I can play with split Joy-Cons, and tabletop mode when we're in the hotel and we're bored, and we'll warm up with Mario Kart World before we go-karting in real life. So I've been greatly enjoying my time with this upgrade.
I feel like for the most part, my thoughts are pretty similar to yours. Like with The Legend of Zelda, I've been playing Breath of the Wild because I've been kind of capturing footage of it. But having that game run as smoothly as it does now is a game changer. Mario Kart World's been great. I made a video complaining about 20 random like nitpicks that I have, but even with those things, it's one of my favorite Mario Karts of all time. I haven't really figured out where it is on my ranking yet. I have to keep playing the game more. But Mario Kart World's been really fun. Fast Fusion is great. I'm really excited about some of the upcoming titles like Donkey Kong Bonanza, which starting next episode, we'll talk specifically about like what's going on in the gaming industry. So I'll save our thoughts about Donkey Kong Bonanza for a future episode, but it looks great. That's the TLDR for now.
It looked very good that I wanted to eat a banana. I hate bananas.
Is that your way of like softly plugging your own channel there?
Shameless plug.
So the one complaint I do have about the Switch, or I guess not the one complaint, because obviously there's little things like the price and stuff like that. But the main complaint I've had is the battery life of handheld is still definitely not as strong as I would want it to be. Of course, like the system's way more powerful than before, so it makes sense, but it definitely can be annoying because like I also went on a trip shortly after the console came out, so I kind of got to experiment with taking the Switch 2 with me on the go. And while the portable screen is amazing, despite what Digital Foundry says, for those of you that know what their recent statement was about the Switch 2,
I have seen that.
Yeah, the portable Switch 2 screen is great. It's just the battery life. I wish it was a little bit better because it generally is like 3 hours, just like the original Switch 1 was. Other than that, I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I'm really excited about a lot of the upcoming games that we have. And then finally, one of our good friends over on YouTube, well, not literally like the YouTube company, but one of our YouTuber friends, the Shining Gamer, who does a lot of live streams on Nintendo games, he asked, do you think the DS will ever come to Nintendo Switch Online? And this is a really interesting question. If you had asked me before the Switch 2, I would be like, probably not, like ever. But now that we have mouse controls, Is it possible? Maybe, I don't know.
Give it 5 years.
5 years.
Give it 5 years
For the Switch
They're gonna
3.
drip feed. Yeah, for the Switch 3. They're gonna drip feed DS games, but it will come.
Yeah, I think having DS on Nintendo Switch Online would be great for so many people, especially content creators that don't have DS capture cards. It would make recording gameplay footage way more accessible for a lot of people. I'm very thankful to have a modded 3DS. So now I'm at the point where I don't have to worry.
All the modding and emulation today.
Okay, well, the 3DS one, like, that's just to record footage of 3DS or DS and 3DS games. Do I think it'll come to Nintendo Switch Online? I feel like Nintendo's going to be focused for the foreseeable future on populating the GameCube app with, the very large library of classics that they have with that system. I think it's possible, though, especially with mouse controls being a thing. I definitely think it would be a very big system seller as well, just both because it would add a whole other catalog of games to the service, and also the DS is aside from the Switch, the most sold Nintendo system of all time. So there's a lot of people that have some form of an attachment to DS games. So there you go. I hope it does. That'd be great.
I think it definitely will. Just give it time, because when did Switch Online release? 7 years ago. It took 7 years to get GameCube. Maybe tops 5 years for DS. 5 more years.
I mean, me personally, it's not the end of the world if we don't get DS. I think, honestly, I wasn't even expecting to get GameCube. I just kind of accepted defeat. But, I mean, even having GameCube, I'm already happy enough personally with the library that we have. But it would definitely be amazing to have DS games on there, especially having the Pokemon games that go for so much money. If you buy it secondhand.
The weird thing is, they haven't released any Pokemon games for Game Boy or Game Boy Advance.
I know. If you want to play
do it for Virtual Console.
If you want to play Gen 1 Pokemon games, there's no official way to do it anymore, which is just wild to me.
Interesting.
Yeah, because before the 3DS's online service went down, I'm pretty sure you could play every Pokemon game, every mainline Pokemon game on the 3DS. But now that you can't...
I believe so.
Yeah, now that you can't access the 3DS's eShop anymore, unfortunately, there's no official way to do it. So your options are basically emulating or buying secondhand. And a lot of those old Pokemon games are not cheap. If you search on Amazon, eBay, Lukey Games, whatever other online retailers there are. But yeah, so that's the show for today. So this is a very different format to what we're going to be doing. This one was mainly just talking about who we are. In the future, it's going to be mainly about games, but I mean, if any other topic comes up, nothing's gonna be completely shut off. But yeah, Donovan, do you have any closing thoughts for the people out there?
Eventually we will talk about games and other stuff, like the economic state of the world. It's gonna be awesome.
What the fuck, Donovan? So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you have any ideas for things that we should change about the podcast, we are open ears. This is only the first episode, so I mean, we are definitely still figuring things out as we go. Hopefully you enjoyed. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And as always, as I say on the Mr. Dean channel, peace out.